So while you at it peeping this shit, go ahead to youtube.com/WaterwayTV and subscribe to that shit. Yeah, you know the waves in it. Baseball when hitting a home run, hit it with the coldest rains. And even on my bad days, I'm a clutch to finish. The track diminished, the booth burnt, hands is itching. Damn.
I'll wait till the podcast start before I say that, because
we're recording.
Crazy that I did just be on my phone. That was crazy, huh?
We're recording.
Oh, we're recording now. What's good, Waterway family? Omi and a Hellcat just got locked up for 66 months. Damn.
Damn.
Yeah. That's actually fucked up, bro. That's not even nothing to laugh about. That's actually
for all that scam stuff he did with the Amazon Fire Stick. Finally, or
everything.
Because that was like years ago.
Years ago, but the case finally got settled, and like, he just like made like a last video, and he was just like, y'all, like, it's all come down to this. They finally gave me my time, 66 months, and then $30 million in restitution. So
he used to pay $30 million to.
So you remember the first time?
Like just like the government, or like everybody that bought one of his fire sticks?
To the IRS. Yeah, bro.
My
this
God.
shit is fucked. So like already they took like a bunch of shit from that first raid, but then like apparently they still were investigating more in terms of like the paperwork, and they took all the shit from his first thing, and then it was just like the second time they're just like, once he got the sentence, they're like, we think you need $30 million more.
So he has to do the 66 months and pay $30 million.
Yeah. It's tragic, bro.
That's crazy.
That is just crazy, bro.
That has to be the
What if they throw the Jordan? What if they throw the Jordan?
Crazy.
What's it called? What do they call when a Jordan? When you copy a Jordan shoe and they send you something? What's that called?
Cease and desist.
Cease and desist.
Yeah.
What if they just throw that in there too? Like Jordan's like, throw that in there.
He
copied our shoes.
Jeez. Because he did do the one. I forgot about that.
He took over the Air Kais.
Damn, I
copied
forgot
the Air
about that.
Kais. Like literally the exact same.
Because he found his manufacturer and he wanted to partner with him.
Yeah,
I was like, nah. So he was like, well,
we don't have to do it for the whole
on
run.
you and sell them for
just until we shot him out.
Oh yeah, actually I did hear about
Luigi,
that.
you want to pull the mic just a little bit closer?
Oh yeah.
You're a little quieter.
Yeah, but it really sucks because we did watch him from like when bro first started on YouTube and shit, and it was like
Nigga had a lot of whips.
Yeah, bro. No, he had a lot of shit, and it's just crazy because it's like a lot of the times like you just know when it's too good to be true.
Yeah,
you see some shit on the internet and you're kind of like, dang. Bro kind of got
intro
too
was
much.
Crazy.
Yeah, you kind of like, bro got too much. Like, where did he get all this bread?
Shit, bro.
Like, bro, like you ain't Elon Musk, bro. How the fuck you got like 30 $500,000 cars sitting in the front on the street?
Your family not up. You don't know nothing about this dude. And then it was just like, yeah, when the shit just came out that he just like scammed all of it, it was just kind of like, damn. But like, at least his scam was kind of like legit.
It was a legitimate
He could have been
scam.
somebody. That's the thing, is he could have made it legit. That's the sad part. He could have did exactly what he did if he would have got the license. Like, he could have did it all legit. Because there's so many apps that are streaming and like playing
100%.
movies and playing random ass shows that we don't know about, that we're not signed up to. But he decided to create one that he just took all the stuff for free. So it's just like, I don't know. I guess you got to bite that bullet. But he said it wasn't bad.
You get cooked.
Yeah, he said the time wasn't bad, and he thinks it's probably going to get like shortened into like 3 to 2 years.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, typically you got to do like
non-violent
half your time served.
They usually kind of go faster.
You gotta do half the time, and if you do good, then you get like a little slice off of that.
Yeah.
So he'd probably be out in like 2.5.
Damn.
Shit.
It's just
If he still got some
still
bread
30
after
mil.
that 30 mil.
They took 6 mil in cash.
But you still got to be
that's
gone
crazy.
for 3 years at least.
Yeah.
3 years.
Hopefully the YouTube videos are running up. Maybe like, I don't even know. Maybe you could run like a rental business on whatever cars you have left. Like, that, I feel like that's
could go
really what you
crazy
gotta
with that,
kind
to
of
be
just do
honest.
from
I mean,
behind
at the-
bars. Like, you know what I'm saying?
from behind bars. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
definitely tell somebody like, yo, like I still have X, Y, and Z cars. Like I got a Hellcat, I got a Corvette, I got a Lambo, I got a Ford F-150, all cool and back at the shop that either weren't
they
or
took
were in a
all
different
his
name, or that they
assets.
just said,
But
hey,
yeah.
like we don't need to take those.
You think he had less than 30 mil at the crib? Like 30 million assets. Like, cause don't forget the chains count and all that too. So it's like he could have had chains that were more expensive than the cars, and then just they took all that. Yeah, but literally. You never know.
Yeah. The Inquirer, they didn't even say yet though.
Cause he even had other properties apart from the house. So potentially he could have forfeited those too. So it's like, I don't know.
Just depends on what he wanted to do.
What he wanted to do, yeah.
They might just wait till he's out.
Because you think he left his kids without no house and shit. Like I don't know. I don't think he would do that. I think he would give everything else up before that.
That should be fucked
crazy,
up,
bro. If they just took the whole crib.
So I need my cars, bro.
Oh me,
I can find somewhere.
Oh me, y'all can sleep in the cars for 3 years.
They will put y'all up with y'all aunties or something.
Oh me,
that shit's fucked up.
That would be tragic, bro.
Yeah, but hey. I mean, I feel like he's thankful though that it wasn't worse, because I think they told him like maximum like 20 or some shit.
Man,
he was
man's
20?
made like fucking probably. If they charging him 30 mil, then he probably made like 100.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So he's not even tweaking about doing 3.5 years.
No,
so I'm saying like if he's coming back to good bread, I mean like, shit. Would you sit down for 3 years for like $10 million?
I mean, if it was that straight up, sure, fuck it.
Yeah, I just knew it was just sitting there waiting.
If it was that straight up,
like
straight up, if you sit down, if you go to jail for 3 years,
you have $50 million.
How old am I? Like what age? What
3 years right now? At this age right now.
What 3 years? Yeah, like what 3 years of my life?
How old is Omi?
You know,
he's 36.
He's 36.
So yeah, you're
36. Yeah,
I'm 35.
Yeah,
and you're facing 3 years. And you're about to do 3 years.
What? Okay,
to be 35-year-olds.
But it's like,
doing prison height.
If I had the same amount of money,
yeah, I mean,
if I had the same amount of money I have right, if I had the same amount of money I have right now, at 35, and I could go somewhere if I go to jail for 3 years to make 10 million, as long as my kids are already a little grown and like the house is stable without me there, then yeah, I'm sitting down with them. Or if I didn't have any kids,
the strings that are attached.
Because if you got kids and like you're raising them and they're at like that age where they need their dad or something, like then probably not. But if my kids are grown enough or whatever, I mean, if I had a kid right now, the oldest they would be is like 10.
They go to college
because it take a year and I'd be 25 and then 35. You know, so it's like. Yeah, I'm gonna get out right when they graduate high school at the latest if I had a kid this year, and then I'm gonna have 10 million to make sure they smooth. So it's like
that'd be smooth.
It's not the worst thing ever, but you definitely would. It'd be harder to like leave your kids and leave your wife and.
So what about right now? Would you do it?
Right now.
Like you dropping every aspect of your life. Right
I feel like
now,
no. I feel like what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now in the next 3 years is going to be worth more than 10 million.
Yeah.
So no, that's mine. Because all the work that we all putting in and that we know can be, we probably won't have $10 million in 3 years. I mean, we could. I'd love to.
Probably going to.
We probably will. But the thing, like, but if I just took 3 years away from what I'm doing right now, there's no way in hell I'm making 10 million off this shit, and even like after that. I mean, obviously I could revitalize it with $10 million and start a whole new thing, but I think in the long run, I'd probably make more money continuing to do what I do out here.
No jail.
Yeah. That's the thing.
We're talking about prison.
What would you give me?
This ain't no jail.
I've never spent a night in jail or anything, so I don't even know what the bare minimum of like luxury entails there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
shit dead.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, like, let's up the ante, shitty ass jail. You be.
What price would you do it for 3 million or 10 million? I mean, 3 years, 3 years in jail. Like 3 years, like it's crazy because if it happened 3 years ago,
I feel like it would depend where I'm at in my life. Like if I just ain't had shit, bro. Like if I just didn't have nothing, like it was just like if I didn't know where my next meal was coming from, bro. I was guaranteed like this is like some Squid Game shit, like. At that point, I ain't got no choice. If I'm like in debt to like some kind of like mobster nigga and like I owe that nigga $1 million,
ultimately
and it's
down
like
bad.
fuck it, sure, I'll sit down for 3 years and I'll get that nigga $1 million and they be happy with my.
At this point in my life, no. But I could see the
no,
circumstances where I would.
Yeah, because as soon as you said that, I'm just like, yeah. At this point in my life, hell no. But like, it would take like I feel like it would take something, but I wouldn't say I would never do that. But it would have to take some kind of struggle for sure.
Ultimate struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you sit down for 10 years for $1 billion?
Oh my fucking god!
Instant
Bro,
1%.
you're
No,
not-
no.
you're not-
It depends how old
You're
I
not
am.
even coming out the same,
I'll do it.
bro.
If
You
I-
literally won't
I'll
even
do it. It
remember.
depends how
Yeah,
old
you
I
come
am.
out institutionalized. You can't even
literally,
spend the
bro.
bill.
Literally,
You come out and
bro.
you come out and everybody's just in their house with VR goggles on. You're like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this billion now? Everyone's like,
It would be worth it.
You just
$1 billion.
enter into
You
the game.
think about it. 10 years from now, though, like $1 billion is probably gonna be like worth what like 100 million is worth right now.
No, that's true.
Okay, well
That's
that's
true.
Yeah.
That's another thing to think about.
I mean,
Because people are almost touching trillionaires.
That's
People are almost
$100
touching
being worth
trillionaires.
$10.
There's definitely trillionaires out there.
There's a chance
right?
that
That's
it
the
goes
ratio,
down. Like
right?
no, that would be a very big inflation for sure.
Yeah, that would be because
But-
that would be drastic.
But the
inflation.
way that honestly we've just seen shit move in the past 4 or 5 years, like at a smaller rate of technology advances in crypto and VR and metaverse shit. That made a lot of people rich and didn't make a lot of people rich and lost a lot of people a lot of money and did a lot of other things. Like,
Yeah.
now imagine when this shit is actually fine tuned and they launch this shit for real. Like, how many people are going to make a lot of money off crypto again? How many people are going to be spending all of their money in the crypto world and not in the real world? The value of that US dollar is just going to go down the hole because people aren't trading it no more.
I
Just
feel
the-
like
I feel like there's a potential of that happening, but I feel like that's
Everyone's
just
gonna-
really far.
everybody's gonna
I feel
put
like
all
that's
their
far.
cash.
It's definitely.
But listen,
Yeah, I feel like
but
it's
if you
far.
if you put all your cash in the bank, let's just say you have $10,000 in your shoebox sitting, and that's your U.S. currency that you hold. You know that is either getting like imagine it's a crypto, like it goes up and down in value every day. One day eggs are worth $5, now they're worth $4.50 the next day. Whatever, it goes up and down in value.
Mm-hmm.
The day that everyone's living in these metaverse worlds, they're going to be buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, Mana, Decentraland, Solana, all these coins.
Mm-hmm.
They're no longer going to be holding on to their US dollar. No one's going to want to trade it as much. Obviously, there's going to be something probably you're going to have to buy
you're
your
saying
shit.
because they're stuck in the world. And
Because
shit,
you're stuck,
right?
because you're going to be spending
Yeah.
all your money in the VR because that's what makes you happy and what you do. And shit, even if you go to the grocery store, they probably accept an Ethereum and shit
No, yeah,
because
no.
they have their own
Yeah,
grocery stores
You
and
gon-
shit, and they
you
own
gonna
plots of
be
land
in the
Yeah,
meta.
they're
You gonna
probably
be in the
straight
meta
converters of that.
buying
like the
your
actual
shit.
USD
Yeah.
dollar is gonna like just slowly be worth
Yeah.
less
It will be-
because
it'll
there's gonna
become
be less.
obsolete eventually.
Yeah. Eventually, I feel like eventually, it'll even become obsolete to the point where you don't even need your phone. Like you literally do everything that you would do on your phone in Meta or whatever. But it's just like I feel like at that point for sure the dollar will probably be like kind of gone. But I feel like it'll just be that Bitcoin Meta whatever we're using as online currency, even if there is a USD tether coin or whatever the hell they got. But like there'll be
those are gonna
some
be the
shit.
ones that are still gonna be-
connected to our government though. There'll be some shit though.
there's
Trust me,
there's-
they'll
there's
have
definitely
something.
going to be a
Yeah.
universal government coin. If they don't just
They'll make
use
sure.
Bitcoin, there's going
The
to
governments
be
are gonna form a
universal-
union on crypto.
You said what?
Pretty much.
I believe
Governments
it.
are gonna. Ooh, cool topic. Actually, before we get too far, if you're watching this, we should be listening to your music live after this premiere that you were watching.
Ooh, yes,
Because we do record in advance now.
yes, sir.
So you are seeing this a week after we're actually recording it.
Mhm.
But if you
Time
make
travel.
music, and you're watching this premiere right now, double check our Instagram to make sure that something didn't happen when we're not listening to your music. But we should be listening to your music right after this is done, around 8 p.m. around that time, whenever we finish recording our episodes, and whenever this one ends, we'll plan it out that way. But you can submit your music to our website, waterwavetv.com, as well as just stay up to date on our Instagram at waterwavetv to know when we're going to be going live, because we'll be doing it more often, but we're going to plan to do it every single Wednesday after the Waterwave Effect for you guys for at least an hour and a half, depending on how many people are submitting, maybe even longer if y'all are going crazy. But stay up to date with that. If you want to submit your music early for the following week, once that one ends, if you submit after that time, it'll be used in the next live stream we do if you want to pay ahead. But yeah, also shout out Northern Chill before we get too far. Shout out the water that keeps us
Shout out the family.
keeps our
Yeah, man.
thirst quenched in the Waterwave store. Go to their website, northernchill.com. Right? Yeah, northernchill.com. I want to make sure I didn't butcher it. And use code WWTV20 for 20% off your Northern Chill. Very, very good water. We drink it in here all the day. Our artists are drinking it. That's why their vocals sound so good in the stew. So don't miss out on a good opportunity to raise your life value.
Yes, sir. Ski.
Yeah, that's all I got today for the slight break in the show.
Breaking the action.
But a cool topic that I actually talked about in the Polo Scott DJ A1 DJ Newski interview, which should be out now if you guys are watching it by now, hopefully, unless we decided to wait a little bit longer. But one of the topics was something. Actually, damn, I just misspoke. It wasn't even in the interview, but that's a good interview. We had that. I was talking to DJ Low, and he said the DJs need to form a union in the Twin Cities or Minneapolis, St. Paul, whatever. Like DJs out here need to have a union to have a base price on how much they charge for specific things. Because he was giving someone a deal basically to pull up with his speakers, his cords, his table, his, maybe DJ tent, whatever, to an event with some speakers, with basically, I'm a set up and you gonna have a party because of me as long as you give me a location. Yeah. You normally would charge like $500 or $700 for it, depending on how much they need. He's like, I'll cut you a deal, do $400 because he said it was for this or for that, whatever. And then he gets hit back like, oh, this other person said they'll do it for $125 or whatever for the same, for the same amount of hours to do the same thing. But obviously they may not bring as good of stuff.
Yeah,
but
that person was probably.
But basically, he lost out. He lost out on a business opportunity where he was even giving a deal on his lowest ball of like what he could do. He loses out on an opportunity to DJ because there's just like some new guy in the game maybe, or some random guy that maybe isn't as good, but he's selling an image of this good, to where like there should almost be some type of agreement among DJs or like a certain class that you can like gain access to if you became a credible DJ in the city, to where it's like if you want a good party, good reviews, blah blah blah, 5-star review DJ, it's gonna cost this much, but you're gonna have zero issues, and this person's like a credible verified DJ. You know what I mean? It's like
isn't that kind of like what Gen Now is? Or am I tweaking?
The Gen Now DJs group? Isn't that they have like a group to where you can be like, hey, like these are a bunch of good DJs and you can book them through our service or something?
Kinda, right?
I don't know what they do, I guess.
I think they do something like that. I don't know if it's
I know they put on shows and stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't
they're
know.
from here. I don't know if it's like Mad Mardigan who started it or.
Oh, I'm tweaking. I'm thinking of a completely different group. Yeah, Gen Now. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Well, not exactly, but DJ Mad Mardigan owns Gen Now DJs unless he has like a co-partner or whatever. But he hires DJs to be like, hey, I'm gonna just book Gen Now. And someone's gonna show up for the specialty that I requested.
Type shit.
So that is a good idea too, and I would love to even like work on something like that too. Like have a booking where people be like, I want an Afro vibe, or I want a Rage vibe, or I want a Plug and B vibe, or whatever they want, that type of vibe for their show. And maybe it gives them a drop down list of people that specialize in that, and then they can book them through there, and everybody charges the same price for the same amount of work because you guys are all under this like union contract of like. You get a good show, you're gonna get these same equipment, and it costs the same no matter who you book or whatever.
Yeah. They all might as well just join Gen Now.
He over there trying to make a monopoly. But the thing is I feel like too, like.
But I mean, like
the scene gotta grow too, though.
That whole group that we interviewed, is kind of doing that too. They're literally a whole group
of DJs.
DJs, A1 and Polo.
Okay.
Well, Polo's not like in FTE as much as like a Newski and A1 is. I don't think.
I mean, he's pretty much a rep.
But like they do a lot of events together for sure. But I could be They could be. I don't know. But I just know the other ones have FTE.
I feel like they
said
in
their
bios
and shit.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Yeah.
No, he don't for sure.
Yeah, but I know Newski. I think A1 might have in his bio. I don't know, but they have a group of promoters and DJs that basically just like will take over the club for a night, and they'll have a nice DJ with a cool host and like a FTE Papa type that's like making sure everybody got the bottles done, making sure the bottles are being maybe brought to you or whatever on time, or making sure people get to their spots right, text you when you're there and get you into security, whatever it may be. I don't know. Everyone's got their own jobs, but
yeah. I feel like we just need like a stronger club scene before like we could really have like a real DJ union. Cause like imagine like in a place like Vegas, I feel like even whoever the youngest, hottest person is most likely taking up a residency from somebody who maybe an older DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like in that game. And it's like I feel like you can't really, there ain't really much you can do about that unless you're like popping with the new next coming artist or something in Vegas, at least. Like there's not really like a union to protect you. You just got to be the hottest and bring the crowd, you know?
Be that guy.
Yeah,
definitely.
But
and that's what Polo Scott was talking about though too in their interview. He was saying like DJs have to get into realizing that they're more of a promoter. Also, when they're cutting these deals at the table with corporations or bars or businesses or whatever, because like basically you got to bring the people in. You can bring the people in, and you're like coordinating the vibes of like if people have a good time or not, whether they dancing or not, type shit. Definitely. And that's almost like on some promotion type shit.
Yeah, because I feel like people in the cities in Minnesota definitely look at flyers and see who the DJ is too. Like that's or they look at the DJ's Instagram or whatever and see what flyers are they posting just to see where they're gonna be at, because there are different sounds for different DJs in the city for sure too. Definitely.
Like shout out DJ Kessel, always holding it down for our events.
He was saying like if they included that into their like pricing, I guess people wouldn't get undercut like how DJ Low got undercut, you know.
Yeah, but some people are just obviously gonna choose the cheapest option possible and then be like, damn, the dude was kind of an asshole, or he sucked at what he did, or he's drunk at the thing or whatever, while he's working or something. I think it was like a wedding gig or something too. So I was like, damn, maybe not a wedding gig, but like a little ballroom gig of like people getting together, birthday party, something like that. So I was like, damn, like you definitely don't want to like fuck up the whole party if you got a bad DJ.
Bro.
At least someone that don't know how to play the right music.
Yeah,
or
that's
like
not something you kind of want to go cheap
or something.
on.
Yeah.
Still go cheap on it if like you trust somebody or know.
If you really know they cold.
But if you just hiring a random ass person and you grab the cheapest option, you will know what's gonna happen. I've already had. That's why I just text Kessel like, hey, keep this date free as soon as we get our show locked in, because I don't want to deal with nobody. Even though at this point we could get anybody that would be good, that would be free that night, as long as we hit them up in advance. But Kessel just knows how I like to do shows, how all of our artists like to do shows, and
I mean, he know the vibe.
Well, I'm trying to think. Have we had anyone else ever?
We've had people
like
do it. We've had people do it with Kessel.
Yeah.
Like DJ Low did the city takeover 7.
Yeah, just recently.
And DJ YS came when we booked Cashanova, because he's Cashanova's DJ. So like, you know, he came out just for his set, but he was there. Lorado brought out his own DJ, but he wasn't necessarily a part of a part of the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've never really. Oh, for Dan K's Halloween party.
Halloween party. There was
I was like,
dude.
yo, like
he was not bad. He just wasn't didn't
bad.
have his setup.
He didn't have like any equipment.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to plug in.
Well, he didn't know how to.
either.
Yeah, he was missing chords to his setup.
Bro, and then luckily Kessel was free that night,
Kessel was
because I
kinda
like
fun.
had a hunch. I was like, yo, do you just want to do Kumo's set, like just so that we can make sure his set's fire? And he was like, yeah. And then we get to the show, and this like. No shade to this dude, because he probably knows how to rock a party at like a party, because he was still a new DJ.
Music selection.
Really, yeah, he seemed like he did. The reason why we picked him is because he did like MSP 6 Feet's house party and had that bitch jumping. And I'm like, okay, this guy knows what kind of music you guys like. Let's just do him. Like, instead of having to teach Kessel like, oh, they like this rage music, you know, Summers and Autumn and Jason, you know, like he probably don't know.
I think it says Summers, Autumn, and Jason.
You know, like he probably don't have any. He probably don't have like rage shit, like hyper pop shit. Like Kessel got a lot of club shit and a lot of like concert shit. So I was like, you know, and he's never worked with them before. So let's do this guy. We get to the show and this dude like doesn't have a chord for this, doesn't have a chord for that, doesn't know how to turn this on, doesn't know what's going on wrong with that. And luckily Kessel was free and he was like, yeah, I can come early or whatever. So he came and basically did the whole show with bro, like so like he at least had something going. That whole night was kind of like hard because the equipment wasn't up to par, but
oh yeah, because the mics kept going out because it had a shortage.
The speakers kept like blowing out and shit, like because people have their music blasted with like the bass boost and shit, so that it hits that speaker and it'll keep cutting out because it's going over the red line.
Crowd engagement was insane that night though.
Yeah. Because you almost like you could perform without even a speaker in there, and just like as long like a speaker with your voice without a mic,
top of your lung,
because it was just so lit. People were just in there just lit. It was Halloween. It was the night before Halloween, so it was a Halloween event. But
yeah, they were going crazy.
You live and you learn. Shout out Creative for holding it down for all the rising stars and and people that are just trying to throw a fucking cool event. Because we had a great night in there. We actually brought our own speakers, so it wasn't even their speakers, but we brought bigger ones to be louder. And a couple people, or at least one person, just had their music just blasted like before, when you send the track and you turn everything up, bass boost, treble,
max the track
everything
out.
Yeah, so that it just kept. And then because Kumo went on right after, it might have been Bonzi, it might have been his music, but Kumo went on. It was whoever went right before Kumo, because Kumo went on right after and his shit was smooth. And except for like too many people like on the little stage like unplugging shit or something, and that would jump on a cord and take it out and put it back in.
Yeah, definitely was bro shit. I remember.
Yeah, whoever was right before Kumo, because Kumo's set was fine. I was like, well, then it must have just been his music then, but like the way it was tuned. But it was a good night. Shout out Creative.
On me.
I wish we could do that here. I wish we could just like push everything to the side and throw a fucking party in here. We could do it like the night before we move out or something.
I mean, they'd be pissed upstairs.
Well, not. I mean, we would close up at the same time Beludo does.
No, you just gotta get
5 a.m. Beludo be out here till midnight.
Just fill out Piff with like
True.
50 to 80 people.
Damn.
If you put like 80 people in there,
80
that'd be
people,
some loose
you have to build like a tiny little stage in the corner so the artist could just be up there.
Just be up standing on a little platform. On me, just a pedestal, and then the DJ just in the cut. I don't even know where he'd be at.
He in the back.
In the back closet.
Yeah, like a sound man just doing some shit.
Can't even see, bro.
I just got a spam email, and this shit's kind of funny. I was gonna look up my topics or whatever, and that it just said, "Hey, Waterwave TV, congrats on the YouTube success." I'm like, oh, who is this?
Wow.
It says thoughts on opening up a shop for the community. Like this person obviously, I'm like, well, we have a shop for the community, and it says like, and then I'm not gonna read out loud because it'd be free advertising, but it says brand is a free platform that powers shops for creators in all types, ranging from blank blank to blank blank to blank blank. We offer easy YouTube merch, self integration, other thing, whatever. Basically, like someone that obviously is some random spam email that obviously has no clue what the fuck we do.
That's getting you off
because he says, "Do you want to open up a shop for the community?" Like we don't have a shop for the community.
We'll catch him lacking on me.
Catch him ultimately lacking. I don't know why I'm blanking out on it, but what's Kim Kardashian's daughter's name again?
North.
Do they have more than one kid?
Yeah, I think they do. Sure.
North, Psalms.
Apparently 4
Chicago,
kids.
4 kids.
And
wait, you would know. Did Kim?
What's
Kim
the last one? North,
Kim only
Kim
only had North in her actual belly, right? The other ones were like conceived outside her belly.
Damn.
And she's
North.
Because I didn't even know, and I guess I maybe would have realized if I paid attention. But she didn't have all of her kids herself, right? She didn't.
Surrogate.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was like a thing. I'm like, I was so
You know about
confused.
that?
Well, I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know it was popular. Like, I thought it was like if you can't have your own kid, you do this. Like it's a last resort.
No, it's just mad expensive.
Yeah, I didn't know it was like a thing
No, a
for
lot of
like the
people do
rich
that.
to just do, to not have their own kid in their belly, so they don't. Like that seems scary to me.
The rich
What do they
get rich,
do? They
man.
put it in
Yeah,
a different
they do
person,
whatever.
or how does that? Or do they put it like in a?
Yeah, they put it in a different person.
The egg.
Together first.
They get the sperm and egg together,
they
and
put
then
it in a different person.
they just put it in someone they hold the baby.
And then they develop the baby.
technically the person, the surrogate or owner doesn't have it, but in some cases, like gay couples are a perfect example. Like they mix the sperm sometimes to not know, but they'll insert the sperm and then they'll use the woman's egg.
Interesting. So yeah, I never knew how that shit worked. Cause for some reason I'm imagining like a baby just being born in like a capsule, like in a little dome.
I think you're talking about in a little vat.
Yeah.
So science experiment.
Like, literally.
I mean, in retrospect, that's really what it is. It's
Yeah,
like,
but it's
you're transferring,
yeah.
you're transferring a part of one human and another human into a whole different human,
That's
and
some other
then
shit.
In a
you're
vat.
just that's the I guess vat or pot that they're putting the two ingredients into from two other people. So
So if
yeah,
you're a
it's
vat
kinda like
baby,
that.
drop some comments in the little.
I mean,
drop.
but I just wonder, like, are you gonna be attached to that other person that actually conceived you? You know what I'm saying?
I feel
You
like
might
there.
be.
I feel
You
like
might
there
be
could
for a little bit, but like that'd just be kind of crazy. Like that
you
other
like
person
you like
conceived
feel
you.
that
I feel
energy
like,
connection
I feel like
with
that's
your
damn
real
near like
mom.
like
Yeah.
godparent material at that
Yeah.
But
point.
if you're
you know
as
what I'm
long as
saying?
it's a guy and a girl and not like a random egg for a gay couple,
Yeah.
then it would still be your DNA for those
No,
two
yeah,
people.
it's still
though.
your
Yeah,
DNA.
yeah.
It's
So
still
it's not
your
like
DNA.
it's like, but
That's true.
if it was definitely like a gay couple, like two guys or even two girls wanted to have a kid, like there would be someone else's DNA in
Yeah,
the picture
someone
that may
else.
like make them act different or not like feel the right as
Mm-hmm.
connected to whoever's egg it wasn't or whoever it
Yeah.
wasn't in. You know what I mean? Like someone would get the short end of the stick
yeah.
in
I
that.
mean, it's possible. It's
But-
possible, but I mean, at the same time,
but kids
people,
are adopted
people,
every
yeah, I
day
was just
and
gonna
they
say
have- and
people
they
adopt
don't feel-
kids, and
yeah.
people have
True.
great families.
True,
with
true.
adoption. So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
So I guess I was going into that with, what do you think about North and Ice Spice's recent link up?
Oh, I seen that Kanye got mad again.
He got mad. I didn't even see what
He didn't.
said.
I
What
don't.
did he say?
I
He's out-
just
he's
seen a
back from the
very quick
shadows.
swipe by post that just said Kanye says
he's
kids
making
shouldn't be on social media after North's TikTok about Ice Spice. But her and Ice Spice got together. She put on North put on a little pink curly wig and like wore an Ice Spice outfit, and they just like did a couple TikToks together.
Yeah.
So that was.
W promotion.
I seen that
for Ice
all
Spice,
over
though.
my
I
shit.
don't know why. That's
I seen that
W
all over
promotion.
my shit. I don't even be on TikTok, but I be on Instagram a lot, and that shit was all over my Instagram, just everywhere. And it was like obviously made on TikTok, but people are just reporting on it on Instagram or whatever.
It's kind of crazy how they're already making like North just such a huge celebrity without
How
like,
old is
and
she?
she's
quick
barely
as
like
hell.
doing
She don't
much.
even do nothing.
Yeah,
really.
she doesn't need to do much, but she's already gonna be just.
She
like
looked
a
like Kanye.
Social media. Yeah, no, like every video that I see,
She got
she
the
looks
Kanye-
more and more like him.
I like the
Bro.
videos when she be snapping on paparazzi. That should be
Yeah,
fun.
those.
Oh,
be
and she be
funny
getting
as
mad
hell.
at paparazzi.
Like, you're poor. I mean, what's
They
That's
be
what
saying,
I'm
yeah.
North
I
has said that.
I think she said something like that. Yeah,
Oh,
for
man.
sure. That shit was kind of
That's
fucked.
crazy.
I always just see her making a bad face at cameraman or
She
something.
normally do, but yeah, I think it was like one time, like
Yeah,
she
she
definitely
just
did
went-
say some
she
like
just went off
crazy
the
shit.
wall.
To
I
the
seen
ass.
a video of her. She was sitting
God
courtside
damn.
at a basketball game with her mom, Kim or whatever, and she was wearing her hoodie like this, some designer ass hoodie like Dior, Gucci, fucking Off-White, one of those crazy brands where it's like whatever, sitting courtside, and she like a kid would like just like scratch like getting something stuck out the back of her tooth with her hoodie, just like digging in there, and then she notices the cameraman was like a cameraman was like recording her, and she just looked at him like just like made a face like a set like a, oh. Like
That's
really?
Kanye's kid right
Like,
there.
and then that's whatever. That's what the caption was. Like, this is
Like,
definitely Kanye's kid. But it's like, it's just crazy to like, even on top of that, to see a kid just like completely just like fucking up, like not necessarily fucking up, but dirtying just like a $500,000 hoodie or whatever.
Bro,
Oh,
Not
man.
500,000,
Yeah.
but
Bro, that's why-
502,000.
regardless of how, no matter how up niggas get, I'm never buying my kid just random like
No,
like
it's not worth
like
it. bro.
$3,000 hoodie
It's not
type
worth
shit.
it.
That's
I'd
cap.
rather
They
buy
grow
like a
up out
cool
of that
like
shit
vintage
so
center check
fast.
for like the 80 ball and spend it, and that's already
100%.
cool enough.
On me, like
If I
best
was
believe
really
little
gonna-
nigga go be flea,
Yeah.
but little nigga don't need 15 on the tee.
I mean,
you know
shit,
what I'm
Kim
saying?
probably
Like,
got
that's
all that.
Crazy.
Kim probably got a closet full of that shit that she's had for 20 years for free. So it's like,
Yeah, they probably get like a
so
lot
really,
of
at the end of the
free
day, she
designer
probably didn't
shit.
spend $1 on it. But I do know
That's
what
so
you mean,
true.
though, because there's people that are just have millions of dollars that aren't celebrities that make sure their kids are wearing Dior and Gucci to school or whatever, and it's like,
It's
Yeah.
like for what?
or like, and they grow up, or like when they're kids and they grow out of their shoe size, and you just keep buying them. Like when people come in here and ask if we like buy kids shoes, I'm like, your kids definitely grew out of them fucking $200 J's you bought them because you thought it'd be cute for an Instagram picture.
Yeah,
I swear to
fuck,
God,
bro.
I swear.
So fast.
Like if you
they
really
grow.
about to bring in some like Jordan 1 like size like 3Cs like
Oh,
and they're used, I know that's exactly what it happened.
Oh, 100%,
That
100%.
shit
But if
be
it's like a
happening all the
DS1 that
time.
you bought and they didn't fit, and it's like, okay, like I get it, like whatever. But yeah, they're gonna grow out of that shit, so don't buy them that shit.
Bro, yeah, and the baby kicks are crazy because it's like,
Spend
bro,
like
they're
80
not
on a
even
shoe that they
cognitively
don't
like
even know.
aware
Dude
that
spending
it's
80
drip
on
yet.
some
Like, they
Jordans
can't
for
They
a
can't even
top
walk.
for a 1-year-old and
Oh,
shit. Yeah,
bro.
literally for a 6-month-old. Like, bro.
You know,
Like, what is going on?
you know what's kind of crazy is like there's one person that could wear those like Y shoes for the rest of their lives. I just seen a video of it. Nelk and Dana White.
yeah.
They
Hasbulla.
gave Hasbulla like a bunch of
all the
Nikes, bro.
Jordan ones,
Just
every
in his size.
They
colorway.
should
It goes
pull
like
up the
3
Nelk
wide,
Instagram and show
just-
that
and
video
it's
on the
crazy,
screen.
every
though.
crazy
It's crazy
shoe
because
ever,
I
bro.
thought about it.
I was like,
I'm like, why they buy this little nigga all these shoes? He already rich. But it was like literally just to build that relationship with him.
Yeah.
But it was just funny though.
and it's all probably
That's their
cheap
most
as hell. All
recent
them shoes is probably like $40.
Yeah.
I was like,
What? Yeah,
oh,
literally.
man, it was like $40 to get bro a whole
Yeah.
new shoe game. Yeah, bro. It's so cute too.
And if you-
and
if you
just
hear
see
the
his
volume
face.
we
He's
do-
just so cute.
I mean,
The
but the
volume
nigga
Dana
like,
White
like,
talks
what
to him
the
like a little
fuck?
kid. He's like, "Isn't that cool?"
Yeah,
he said that to
us.
Hasbulla. I was like, "Oh, this dude definitely like forgets that he's like an old grown up."
Yeah. I mean, like you can't talk to him like a kid because bro,
Yeah.
Loki is just like
He will
a
low-key
grown
beat your
person,
ass,
like,
too.
Jeez.
He's like this little
Yeah,
man.
the shit, bro.
With the little
if you
chubby
had-
cheeks, though. You just want,
Little midget.
If you
like,
had-
bro, like what?
Shit
It's
funny.
crazy.
Damn, so like,
Hasbulla.
what do damn, I don't want to hear the word. Short people. What do they like to be called? It's not the M word.
He
I'm
likes to
not
be
one-
called a little person.
Little
I
person.
think
little
that's the
people?
correct term, but let me make sure.
You know you remember those little?
Yeah,
Those
he's
toys
born in
used to be called, like-
2002. My
Did it
boy.
work?
My man's a
Y'all seen it?
full-grown
We out here
man.
doing edits and shit. Is it still up there? Oh
Mini Habib.
Okay,
yeah,
so
y'all seen the shoes, man.
the current
You see the edits.
term now is person of short stature.
Personal.
Alright, then.
So people of
Person of short
He has
stature.
a
people of
Person
short stature.
Person of short stature.
People of short stature, you definitely get good deals on shoes for sure. That's where I was getting at with that. I just wanted to
But like he has like his own condition though, because he's
Yeah.
like he's
well,
like still
he is a
he has a
very, very.
condition.
Yeah, he like
So,
on that
like,
Benjamin
his condition
Button.
is
yeah,
called.
no, literally, he on like that Benjamin
But
Button.
regardless,
so,
like,
his are
I don't
super,
know-
super
I
small.
don't know if people.
His are super, super small. But even if, like, what's the
I
average
forgot, I
size
forgot.
of a person of short stature?
I think they're like
Person of
3
short
feet or 4
stature.
feet.
What's their average shoe size?
I think like
You know what I
their
mean?
average shoe size.
Because
probably like 4Y.
that's still a
I
good.
got- I
If
got
it's in the
3Y.
grade schools, you're getting good deals on shoes.
Yeah.
If it's in grade school,
Mhm.
like even my girlfriend wears grade school shoes, so it's like she gets good ass deals on shoes.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so there's got to be grade school.
And there's no information on shoe size.
Wow.
Damn. Well, that's that's like.
why would they know that?
Because it's gonna be
Just
different.
Google.
Hey,
Yeah,
bro,
it's
this is
different.
Google, bro. They have everything on here.
I bet you there's
What's
a little
Hasbulla's
person
shoe
with an
size? Look that
adult,
up.
Like 11. On
You know, like that's what I'm curious. Like, is it like?
What's
Is it
Hasbulla's
like
shoe
your
size? Do we
feet
know?
affected
Here, you got.
From
What's
that
Hasbulla's?
video, he was probably like a 3Y.
Hasbulla's
It looked
shoe
like a
size.
3Y.
They were definitely toddler shoes. I saw a pair of
me see if
11s,
I can see.
and they were like.
Oh, they weren't even Y.
I think they might have been toddlers
Damn.
because they were like, they were
Damn.
one of the 11s.
Ooh, yeah, I
looks-
do see that.
They got that
11 with
big
that
back
hang
tag.
tab. That shit crazy.
They
As
got
hell.
that boot look to it, you know, for the little.
Damn, he
little
might
kids.
really be that little.
He got like a
Damn,
2C.
He grabbed
I
it.
swear.
When he grabbed it, it did look little as hell. That's
Like,
grabbed
look at how many lace holes are in like the dunks.
What is he doing?
Like 5 lace holes.
You know, like
Actually,
that's
fucking
crazy.
tiny.
I never
He's
thought of
actually
that.
gotta
Like
be
how many
3
lace
feet
holes
4.
there is.
Yeah, he might really just be like a little TD size. That's
Little
kind of crazy.
TD.
That's kind of crazy,
Like-
actually.
Little
Man,
toddler.
just being like half the size of like everybody forever. I wonder, like,
I mean, luckily he's around some of the strongest niggas in the world.
Yeah.
I mean,
facts.
imagine being like a toddler size, but you around any nigga who could beat almost any nigga's ass in this whole
true.
world.
So if anybody say anything,
Nigga, like,
they get
yeah,
toasted.
like, nigga, you're getting toasted, and at least he like, they like him because he got the courage to be going up against them and shit. Like,
I mean, he don't be
that's a
playing-
little
he
nigga
don't
who
be
don't
going-
play around. Like,
he don't
he
go.
like, bro, he earned his spot, bro.
OB.
He earned his spot on the team. That's like being on the pirate crew, nigga. He earned his spot, nigga.
The whole
That
time,
nigga
what
earned
happened to the other dude that he was like supposed to fight back in the day?
Yeah, I think that nigga kind of just pussied out. I
Oh,
feel like
yeah, they were supposed to have
was
that.
supposed to fight.
Were they
I
ever?
feel like
Did they
they
actually
did some
schedule the
shit.
fight, or were they just enemies?
They
They were
did schedule
supposed
a
to.
fight.
I don't know if they had an exact
I think it
date,
was
but
because
they
they
kept
were just
doing doing all
both
this lead up
similar
shit.
conditioned.
They were.
But did they actually like schedule it like with the U? Because remember Dana
No,
was like, I want to
Hasbulla
sign them.
actually has fought before.
Yeah, no,
had a
Hasbulla,
fight.
like, has, like,
he had a
trains and
fight
stuff.
before.
But I think
So
Dana
that
Dana
thing-
wanted to do the fight. I'm pretty sure like he wanted to be the one to put the money up and like sell the pay per view. So I don't think
shit.
it ever got
Maybe,
actually
yeah.
fed up.
Oh.
Unless they like said like should we fight and then like they just never did it because
Yeah,
they
'cause
maybe they
were
just don't want
building
to
it up
put that
for a
on
minute.
whatever.
They
But
were
I don't
building
know.
it up for a
I remember
minute.
watching those interviews in a whole
Yeah.
other language.
On me.
Throwing
I was
on
watching
YouTube
I was
caps
watching
to English.
Hasbulla every day.
Yeah, or yeah.
He would be up there every day saying something. New
Oh,
fight
man.
video, new like press conference type thing, running up against each other, and
And they'd just be
Fake
beefing
hitting
it
each
back
other.
and forth with this
Yeah.
little this is Russian ass nigga.
they're
in
probably
the middle.
actually like best friends, and they don't. And they're just doing that shit for the clout.
Definitely.
They could have been. I think they did like some kind of documentary and they were from like different parts of he wasn't even like from like almost Russia. He was from like a different area of Russia, the other dude.
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot what his name was,
I
but I'm
forgot
pretty
what he
sure Hasbulla though, he was from like Dagestan or whatever.
oh, that would make
And then
sense.
the other dude is from I don't know, like kind of farther out, just away.
he did kind of look like a
Yeah,
different.
Tajikistan.
Tajikistan. Yeah, Abdurazik, right? Wasn't that
Yeah.
like his name or
Yeah,
some shit?
yeah, it is.
That shit was
That's
weird.
kinda
I
They
don't know
said
why
the
they never
Dwarf
fought.
Athletic Association called the fight unethical.
Oh,
Ah, that's
wow.
fucked.
Mm.
That's
Fuck.
you
The
know what?
dwarf
That's
and the
kind of
overall-
fair.
The overall commission, bro. If the overall commission tell you like you just can't do it, you just can't do it.
You can't do it.
That's just tragic. What do you think they would have did if they did fight? Like them niggas would
I
have
feel
just
like-
swooped in.
I feel like it
with a-
would've went the
with a
round- it would've
SWAT
went the
team
distance.
and just been like,
Kick the door in. Just grab
Oh,
them little
man.
niggas by the arm
Oh,
and just drag
yeah.
them
I
out.
thought you meant
yeah,
what the
save
outcome
them,
was gonna
save
be.
them.
I thought you meant like
man.
what the outcome of the fight would have been when you said what do you think would have
Nah,
happened.
Hasbulla would have just won that ass up. That other dude was.
Do you think
not
they would have
ready.
went the distance, or do you think someone
Nah,
would have got
Hasbulla
knocked
would've
out?
I won't
knocked
Like,
lie,
I couldn't imagine them
watched-
knocking each other
I've
out.
watched some fights with people of short stature before.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, they're pretty underwhelming. Because it's like
Damn.
because
They
like to
don't have
be
as much-
and, like,
Damn.
it's purely because they just can't really generate that much power.
power behind the
Yeah.
punches?
You know, like but they're really
but not
cool. Like they can be
against
pretty
each
quick.
other. It doesn't hurt against each other though.
It's
I mean, your bones
sadly,
are just
it's
as
more
strong.
knocking each other off balance. It's not. It's
Ah.
not like it's not like a knockdown's more like you like hit
that
him on
makes
like to
sense.
get him
Because your bones are still as
Yeah.
strong, right? Like if
Yeah,
you're a
so, like,
person of
they're
short
about- yeah.
stature, you still have the same strength of bone.
Yeah.
I will say I saw this one though
'Cause I
where
feel
this
like with
nigga
shorter
was
legs.
like he was a smaller person of short stature, but his arms were like normal size.
Whoa,
and
whoa,
it was
whoa.
fucked. Like he
Oh,
literally
yeah,
walked
I
into the
see.
ring like with his arms
his
damn near,
arm.
and he walked in there and just battered.
Yes.
this shit.
Whoa, whoa!
It was crazy.
That's
He was
that
smacking
would
him
make you a
around.
really
Yeah,
good
that's
boxer for a
true.
person of
But
short
now that's
stature.
unethical.
Yo,
Because that's the only thing I can think of is having too short of arms or too short of legs. Because like most of your punch power comes in your legs, anyways.
that's
Yeah.
fucked up though.
It was fucked.
Really,
That's
your
like-
back.
So
Yeah, but
unfair,
if you have
full
long
range of
arms, like that's just a
motion.
very good
Like,
advantage,
dude.
regardless.
Yeah.
That's actually fucked up, bro.
Like,
Regardless of your
the other
stature.
dude was bleeding, like legitimately, like getting his ass whooped. I
That's
was
fucked
like,
up.
I was like, who set this fight up? Like, and it's funny because bro was the champion, and it's like, no shit.
Shit.
Like, this normal Armin McGee over here is beating
Oh
breaks off
my
everybody.
God.
Street beefs?
God
That's
damn.
funny.
Is that on Street Beefs?
It was on
Probably like rough and rowdy
So
or
there's this
something.
dude. He reviews
Barstool
fights
one?
kind of on
Oh, man.
YouTube and puts like kind of commentates over it with like funny like memes and shit. He's named Chiseled Adonis.
Oh
Chiseled
yeah,
Adonis.
bro.
That
Oh
nigga
my
be funny as
He
hell.
just
bro.
commentates over whatever fight clips he
Is
saw.
that like Bob Menery? You ever heard of him?
I don't know.
He
I'm not
commentates over
familiar.
sports games, but does it in like a comedic way.
yeah,
Yeah, probably,
pretty
yeah,
much.
probably,
Or almost like the dude who be like weave, just like
Oh yeah,
Yeah, exactly like that,
yeah,
exactly like that.
Like some
Oh,
like
man.
kind of Instagram or
Yeah.
kind of content.
yeah.
It's and
He'd
it's
be like,
almost,
"Just look at
almost
this
with
man
a
get
taste of
bodied."
what like Mar be showing you, showing us with like the TikToks, just because there's so many like it'll be like a nigga gets knocked and there's like 3 different memes that go off, but it'll be funny though. But it's just like you're like, damn, this nigga go crazy with the shit.
yeah.
Meme. Speaking
Like
of
sound
fights
effects
though,
and shit.
speaking
Yeah.
of fights though,
Mhm.
is John Jones the GOAT?
hands down, John Jones is the greatest fighter to ever walk this planet.
For his weight class or for any weight class?
Of any weight class,
Any
in
weight class
any
now.
fighting,
He just
in
changed
any
weight
fighting
class.
That was
organization,
heavyweight.
any
He
fighting
went up.
style.
I didn't get to
he's
watch the fight
greatest.
because we were
He just
here.
got
He
the
went
heavyweight
up.
Actually, I
Heavyweight
probably could have, but I forgot.
He just got the
Bro.
heavyweight championship in 2 minutes.
Phenom,
Choked the
let me see this
motherfucker out.
movie.
Literally, bro.
So he that's
Against
the heavy,
against
that's the
against one of the
heaviest
most athletic, talented
2.5
heavyweights of
minutes.
all time. The most
Straight
athletic
ass
talent.
whoopery.
We're talking about he beat a dude that weighs 250 pounds and moves like he weighs 170.
Shit.
And he put in John Jones winning there after 3.5 years of not fighting.
Do
and got him out of there. in
So
2
he's the
minutes.
best MMA fighter,
Crazy.
or would you put him above like?
Everybody.
Like, do you think
Hands
he
down.
if he
Damn,
did a
everyone.
boxing match against
Like,
I'm saying, like-
He said a boxing match.
That's why I said, are you saying MMA fighter or are you saying
yeah,
fighter?
Well, I say fighter.
He
because
would
like
lose.
when I say fighter, I'm talking like if
He
you
not
just
no
took
boxer.
2 people, like if you took
And
2
you put them on the
combatants,
street, nigga, and his
You
hands
just-
and feet.
and it's
He would
like
kill
they
them.
use
To the death.
all
It's
tools
to the
in their
death.
belt. Yes.
John Jones is killing almost
like
any
we're
human
talking
being on this
Kumite
planet.
right now. I'm talking fight to the death. Like,
Yeah.
whatcha? You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe
Cool.
Like-
the thing is though,
doing that.
I feel like Francis Ngannou is still a test because I
Yeah,
don't think
100%.
I feel like he can
Yeah.
easily beat Stipe just because of what we've seen Izzy do versus Stipe.
Or-
But was that Stipe?
That was Jan.
Izzy? Oh no, that was Jan
Yeah,
and Izzy. I'm
Jan.
tweaking. That's light heavyweight shit. Never mind.
Mhm.
But yeah,
That's a
no,
good fight, though.
yeah, Stipe would still be like. I feel like it just might be kind of easy, and I feel like
I think it
Stipe
will be,
been
too.
kind of running from John for
Stipe
years.
cold,
yeah,
though.
he's like
Cold.
he's like almost 4. He's in his 40s.
He out of
now,
prime,
too.
though.
Firefighter dudes.
So like, we're talking about like John Jones just came here, stomped a nigga.
But John's 30, what, 36, 35?
He's 35.
Yeah, so
Damn,
So, I mean, he
that's
got-
kind of
he got-
young, though.
But I won't lie. Generally, for
Low-key.
heavyweights,
No, yeah.
generally it is like the mid 30s is when they kind of hit their
when
prime.
you hit that real old man, that real grown man strength.
where you
yeah.
just touch a nigga on the chin and they just go
Yeah.
to sleep type
Yeah.
strength.
But that's the thing too. That's the thing too is like within those years of after that 35, you never know where your chin gonna be.
No,
You like,
100%.
Your
Yeah.
chin
How old
could
is
be
John
great
Jones?
in those years.
35.
It could be just
Oh, yeah.
shit.
100%. Because the thing is, what we didn't see was him get tested on the feet at all.
Yeah, but that's
So-
because he had control.
He did.
Yeah.
But like, let's say,
But versus another, yeah.
you know,
versus
let's
like
say
a Francis
Stipe
Ngannou
or
even.
Francis
Yeah.
got. Oh my
Is
god!
the-
if Francis was able to stop a takedown and
Is the
keep it on
so
the feet,
yeah? I was gonna say, is the person that he beat is to win the heavyweight title? Is that his best? Is that the is that the other best fighter in the heavyweight, or
So
he just happened to be the
had
champion at the
interim-
time?
So he had the interim belt. He fought Francis. He did really well against Francis. Francis beat him in the end to out wrestle him. He out wrestled him in that last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So pretty much like so essentially what it was is like Cyril Gane, that was who John Jones beat to get the belt recently. Cyril Gane showed that he has like the best stand up in the heavyweight division, but he has pretty trash ground game essentially for someone like Francis to take him down. So Francis would be a pretty decent test because he's strong as hell and his takedown defense isn't trash like Cyril Gane because he's been
Yeah.
doing MMA for longer.
So he could still maybe prove himself in the heavyweight division a little bit more than winning that one match.
Yeah.
Well, I would say he technically could, but I would say
Like
just
how Izzy
because of
went
his
up, but he had
career
to- he
leading up
lost,
to
but-
this moment, that you could argue that he's already done enough because he
Yeah.
has like he has like all the accolades you
Is
can
Fran-
essentially get in the light heavyweight
Yeah.
division and then moved up to the heavyweight. and
Francis-
then
Yeah,
Just
just
like
like
Francis,
how
like,
Izzy
I
got
need my
his
one.
chance.
Yeah.
Like Izzy
You
got
said
to
his
skip
Francis
everybody
what?
for light heavyweight.
100%. Like so, like if
Yeah.
Izzy won that fight, like he'd be
Yeah.
way higher up in the pound for pound
Yeah.
conversation kind
Yeah.
of thing. But he lost.
Yeah.
Is Francis like Ngannou, right? That's who he's not fighting right now, or why?
He's
is
out.
Bro, he's
forever.
out the
But-
UFC forever.
But
Is
see,
he, like,
that's the
saying, "I
crazy
need my
thing is
ones,"
Francis
or
could still
anything?
come back right now, and Dana would probably still buy the fight. I bet you he would.
Dana
Why is
said
he out of
recently
UFC?
he's never.
Why
He
is
said
he
he's
gone?
never gonna
I
let
feel
him back
like that's
though.
cap. I
You
feel like
think
that's
so?
cap. If
Yeah,
it was,
I mean,
like,
that-
let's say
Dana is
let's
money
say
driven.
Stipe is too scared. Let's say Cyril Gane comes back and gets shitted on again. It's kind of gonna be like, yo. Francis is the only real competition that John Jones should be facing and should have faced because he rightfully had the belt beforehand.
100%.
I feel like that's always gonna hang over John Jones'
It
head
will.
as
It
long
will.
as he's in this heavyweight division.
100%.
Is that you didn't beat the real champion
I
to
was
get
trying to
that
get at.
belt, and
No,
that's
it
the
definitely
problem.
it definitely will.
We
It
still
definitely
need
will.
to see that.
Yeah, and
We do
everyone's
need
gonna
to
want to
see
see
that fight.
Has
And
Francis-
I feel like
But
Dana's the
Cyril
nigga to fold
Gane,
for
Cyril
bet, for
Gane
bread.
ain't no slouch though.
No,
I
he's
will
not.
say.
Not at all.
I will
Not at
say.
all. He's
Because
not.
I personally think that if Cyril Gane fought Francis again, I think Cyril Gane would win. And that, because like I think if Cyril Gane was able to improve his takedown defense at least to the point to stop Francis's lumbering ass, you know, I would think that fight would have played out how the first 3 rounds did, and he would have kept it on the feet and just pretty much starched them.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is, during that fight, whole time Francis had torn ACLs too, so he couldn't even strike like that. So his power was off. So I mean, I guess there's a lot of factors that played into that one. So it's kind of a toss up for who would win: a healthy Francis versus a.
Has Francis
Crack
spoken out
prepared Cyril Gane.
since the fight and said anything like I need my ones or like
Dude, he's on
tweeted
his
a
like
laughing emoji.
he's on his
He's
money
on a
tip,
whole
bro.
Another thing for sure.
Because like the thing is, he could fuck around and go fight like Tyson Fury. He's
I seen him thinking about getting in that boxing ring.
Oh yeah, he wants
The
to
thing
get
is, he could
some
go
money
do that.
fights and
Yeah.
bro.
But
like,
why can't he fight in the UFC? Did he do something?
No, he didn't
essentially
do it.
like it was like contract disagreements between him and the UFC, and then like eventually it got to the point where like he was asking for like a lot of things, and the UFC were like, yo, like if we do this for you, we have to do this for everyone else, and we're not prepared to do that. So they
Like he
essentially
wanted to
were-
like maybe this isn't the exact reason, but like have his own average sponsors on his shorts or something.
there was an aspect of that because like the UFC doesn't allow any like sponsorships, so like
'Cause they
UFC
wanna
fighters
sell
can't
them
make
all
money
themselves,
from any
yeah.
of that
Yeah,
shit
they
too.
can't, so
So 'cause,
Not
like that
on-
whole
in the
time
ring.
back into like
Yeah.
the 2000s when the UFC
you
was
used to be able
smaller,
to
fighters
have
were making
short
way
sponsors
more.
and all type of shit.
Yeah. Yep, but then they realized, hey, this is our TV time. This is our air time. These are our athletes.
I mean, the
What the hell
NFL.
do you think
Oh,
you're
bro.
doing, motherfucker?
I'd say the
On me.
NFL doesn't necessarily allow it either, but they do because you can wear like cleats and gloves of your own brand.
Yeah.
So they
But the
do.
problem is though
Yeah.
with a lot of the NFL cleats is you can't get all the colorways that the NFL
You ha-
players are wearing. That's the only problem with the cleats. Is it's
you
like
have to wear certain
it's-
colors or
you-
else you get
you-
fined too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh,
But like,
yeah.
let's say like I think like the Eagles or somebody like a lot of those like big teams, they got like quarterbacks wearing these ones that are like just crazy color, like Chicago ones. Like, boy, they ain't never sold those cleats.
Yeah,
no
I've
cleats
never
ever,
seen
no.
that
Oh,
shit
no,
ever
like
a day in
that.
my life.
Those are all made by custom creators, like how Ant
Really?
Creations makes shoes, or like
Yeah,
have
they
you ever heard
do
of
be
Minneapolis
so,
Customs?
so what? They
That's
just-
so cold.
So like
None
they
of those are
even
Nike
take off
products.
the
They be
bottom?
taking
the
Like, they
bottoms
take the
off,
bo-
They put
yeah.
Nigga just blew my mind.
Like
What
ID
the
nigga.
fuck?
So-
Niggas getting custom
crazy.
cleats. That's so cool.
So
bro.
Nike has released like Jordan 11 Concord cleats.
Right.
They have released
feel like
some
I've
Jordan
seen
cleats, like
those,
Jordan
yeah.
6 cleats. They've released like Yeezys released cleats that look like a
yeah.
350 with cleats, but
So there's no one cleats.
not at least not that I know
Talking about a
of.
350 cleats.
Yeah,
Ugh.
the Turtle Doves. There's
That
Turtle Dove
sounds
football
crazy.
cleats. Those came out when we were in
What?
high
I
school.
see what
Those came out when we were in high
see that
school.
shit.
Really?
Yeah,
Why
but
did I
Sounds
never see
disgusting.
this shit?
Right, bro?
it's a
This
turtle
sounds
dove with
nuts.
cleats on the bottom. But
Sounds nasty.
so people that make custom shoes like can transform any sneaker
Wow.
into a cleat by just
Yeah.
changing the bottom,
It's
the
really
sole.
a shoe.
What?
So-
but like, is it sturdy though?
Yeah,
Like, does
I mean,
it-
at
is
least
it, like-
I mean, I'm sure they test it enough to where a lot of times they only be wearing. Sometimes they'll wear them in the games, like you've seen in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. But a lot of times they'll wear those customs in warm
Because
ups.
that's
or
what I
whatever,
was
but-
saying. Like,
Bad as
I'm
I
pretty sure
thought.
Jalen
I won't
Hurts
lie
had
for a
like some
cleat, that's
ones
pretty
Yeah.
clean.
on, and
So-
I'm like,
If I
where
was
do these
playing
people
sports,
So
get
they
it?
might have made a limited amount of them, but I do know people that custom make cleats for like the
see it.
Vikings, like
Yeah.
at Minneapolis Customs
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He'll make a
shit is just
whole
cold,
run for
bro.
like 30 players.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Dude,
are
these-
fire.
They're actually
Someone
kinda
had them.
cold.
I think someone had
Is
those at
it
River
on
Falls.
GOAT?
Yeah, for like two. Well, I guess this is cheap.
How much are they now? Because they used to be taxed when
What the
turtle doves were.
Oh, there's
They
like,
used to be
there's few for
taxed.
sale.
Yeah, because those came out a long time ago.
Hey, my size 9, 270. Your size 280. Your size 380. And your size 350.
They used to be even more tax.
Oh, damn, last sale on them's kind of low though.
Well, I just
I always
got a new
wanted
gym
those.
badge.
Wow.
Dude's
Pokemon,
over here
playing
with
Animal
playing
Crossing.
Pokemon.
So I tried to take it.
Pokemon.
Oh, by the way, I used to love White Claws, but this shit is not good anymore.
It's not
This
smacking.
is a strawberry flavor.
Yeah,
but
I didn't even want to grab one.
White Claw,
Wait,
like-
strawberry? Let me try that.
I don't. It doesn't hit. It doesn't hit like it used to.
See,
Oh,
White
I didn't
Claw
even
got
realize
I'm
it's
not
the
really a-
alternate
maybe
flavors.
you've had too much quality liquor.
We've had.
I haven't
White
drink,
Claw-
and I don't drink very often. I've drank this Moscow Mule drink before. This shit is fire.
See, that's probably going from that
That to that,
is
bro. That
probably
taste. Drinking this first, even that to that, because that's like a local Fulton. That's like what Reese was drinking.
I
It's
kind of
not
remember those.
good.
It's
Did
high.
you see the new White Claw vodka?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
White
Because of
Claw
Tez.
has now,
Shout out
like,
Tez
its
has always
own
been
vodka.
They have
advocating
their
for
own
White
like
Claw.
You know,
actual
I feel like that
vodka.
makes sense for him though.
Well, it's a
I mean, it's
vodka.
literally vodka-based seltzer. So
Yeah,
all they
right.
did was like uncarbonated.
All they
Just-
did was
it's-
just
it's
let's
like
just
the
not
same
make the
flavors.
seltzer part.
Cut
Let's
out
just
the
use the
middleman.
vodka.
Cut out
Tell
the
me, just
middleman.
make that shit strong as hell.
Straight harb,
Just-
straight
Yeah,
liquor and
but-
flavor.
Crown is my probably top 3 drink bottle of all time. Top 10.
I feel like ever
Crown?
since I've known
Yes.
you, you've been a Crown.
Yeah, he is a crown.
Is this the
guy.
apple one too?
Yeah.
Yep.
He said, yeah.
I didn't notify, man.
Little green apple. Don't you can't be
No,
showing no
it's not.
Flying
logo.
flex over here.
No
Hey, Crown, if you want to
logos.
sponsor us, I'll gladly get drunk on every
Everything
one of my
now.
podcasts that you pay me to promote you in.
Jesus,
That includes the 10 a.m.
That includes the 10 a.m. for the right price. It does.
Crazy.
It does. I'll drink. I'll drink.
They gonna have
I'll
him
drink.
looking like that
I'll pour a
smooth
shot of
dude
Crown
from the
Royale
Crown
every
Royal
30
commercial.
minutes I'm on this camera.
How
If
much money would it take for you to down that thing right now?
Nah, that's
fucking 10
crazy.
bands.
10
He said
bands.
10
10 bands to be in the hospital all night.
I won't be in the hospital. I'd puke and wake up tomorrow and probably feel.
God.
Oh me!
I would
It
see
was
10
this
bands in
video
cash
that
in
went
front of me,
viral
like,
on
fuck it.
Reels.
So
It was
someone was
like
just
drunk friends in a
10
condo,
bands.
and they was all
I would
blacked
do it.
out, and one of them
It
was
wouldn't take me.
recording.
I'd probably start.
And it was
I'd
like
probably
one
do
nigga
more
just
shots.
eating hella pasta.
I mean, I guess
and
like
out the
under
pot,
5 minutes. I
and
guess
two
it
of
would
them
be.
was just yelling at each other
I
like,
feel like
with
the
one of them
goal-
down a whole bottle of vodka for like $50. He's like, I bet you won't do it. He's like, nah, I ain't finna do it, bro.
Nah.
He's like, I could do it, but I ain't about to.
Hell no. Fuck
man.
that shit.
Everybody in the comments was like,
We don't have
thank
cups,
God
do
that
we?
bro said no to peer pressure while they was already blacked out.
On me, because that shit would have sent his ass to the
Yeah,
ER
no
for real.
cup.
His
I'm
ass
gonna have to
would've
make a
been-
little
Would've
elixir
been
pack
dead.
in
You can't come
the
back- you
cut
don't come
water,
back
so I'm not
from
taking a
that.
shot.
Yeah, that
You
nigga would have
come
been
back.
dead.
Can I use
bro.
some of your ginger ale?
They tried to finesse, bro.
I might need to make
Jesus
a little.
For the 50 bankers.
A little
his ass
mixy
would've
in
been
here.
dead.
Sicko, you would have been just, ugh.
Yeah, because if you're already teed as fuck,
Teed as
and then
fuck.
you
Making
just
a mixy in
flood
the
your
house.
body
It's just
with
funny
that
because
shit,
they were
you
just
go-
like
your shit
yelling
gonna
at
give
each other
out.
about it, and then the dude in the back was just going ham on some spaghetti.
Just smacking on shit.
Blacked out. You could just tell he had his eyes closed. Just
Oh, yeah. He
big
was just
ass
in
spoon.
there.
He was
Just
just
sauce all on his face and shit.
On me.
like, what is even going on right now in this video?
Where were I'm trying to remember where. I think it was when we were in the basement at the spot across the street.
Mm-hmm.
1530.
Yeah.
That
Oh yeah.
that's where I adopted the Crown Royale habit. I think.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I feel like you would have that at 11:49.
No, yeah,
too.
he did. He did.
Not
11:40.
not as
Even
much.
Not as
and I feel like
much,
you
but
would
that's
even
because we
do-
always had Bel Air to compensate.
We were-
Mm,
But
that
I'd say,
was-
but
that
I'd say
was
your drink
busted.
of choice, like, was definitely Crown for sure, even at that time
The
period.
crown.
Crown and Coke,
Yeah.
man.
real
Crown
crown.
Crown and
Coke.
Coke. It's in my blood. My aunt has like a blanket of these stitched together.
Loose.
Need to have
Damn.
just like a
feel
money
like- I
satchel.
feel like a lot of people make shit out of the Crown Royal bags though, because
I was keeping
They're
them
cool
too.
bags.
Yeah, they're cool bags, and like, yeah, gotta do something with it.
I remember when I was gonna do something with like
Like your
like
Henny
40
bottles.
Henny bottles.
Shit, we used to do.
And then I just ended up
we used to
having
make.
throw them away, and it was the biggest pain in the ass.
We used to make fucking.
wow.
Oh me, I remember that,
That was
moving out of
fucked.
the fucking quad. That shit was shitty.
That was fucked. They're
But
so
shit.
heavy.
We used to make White Claw walls in all of our old houses.
Oh yeah, remember
Remember,
we did that at
yeah.
114.
Like,
No, we did that at
with
the
the
1149.
1149.
No, we did that at 1122.
1122.
We filled that because if you live in a college house, just about 50% of college houses, if not more, have that living room that they built a wall over the arch and just made
Yeah.
a bedroom and a living room out of it.
Yeah, just smacked the
So we
slab
on
of
the
wood in
wood side of the
between.
living room, we filled it up with White Claw boxes,
Smack.
like
Yeah.
cut them up and then tape
Cut
them.
them up and
Well, that
basically
was-
made a banner, a
That
White
was a
Claw
lot of
banner.
I
basically.
remember cutting those up all day using just like paper scissors at the bro, my hands were fucked.
That shit used to be crazy.
That's
like,
fucked.
But that's how many White Claws we were really running through.
We would run through White Claws like they were like.
And I feel like we did that
breakfast.
somewhere else though too. We did that maybe at 1, 2, 3. Did we do it?
We always had
like,
White Claws
like
up
we
until
started it. Yeah, like just
a
a
few
White
years
Claw
ago,
like
yeah, a
mini
couple years
banner
ago.
hanging around or something.
We basically drank, not for everybody, but we basically drank White Claws until we were old enough to actually buy alcohol.
Yeah. We was drinking White
feel like
Claws
that's
since
fair.
like 20.
Because some people were a year or two older
2018,
than me, but
and niggas then turned 21 till I ain't turned 21 till like 20.
I turned 21 a couple years ago.
2019,
Wait, am I
2020,
wait, how old are you?
2020.
Drinking White Claws before they were even in bars.
I'm 24. Wait,
Yeah, we were drinking
That's
White Claw
crazy.
before it was
I thought I
even
was
a
23.
thing, Like,
Yeah.
It's been 3 years since I've been 20. I
Before
thought
they sold
I
them in
forgot I just
bars,
turned
that shit is
24
crazy.
like a few months ago. That's crazy.
Dude's over.
I went to Jackson. Like,
That's
wait,
what you
what's my
asked,
birthday?
bro. You were like,
said
wait,
you got
how
my
old
birth
am I?
certificate
Hey, look
over
it
there?
up real quick. How
No.
He said, "Look my Wikipedia up right now, please."
The only reason why I remembered is because I took a picture while on my birthday when we were at St. Louis on the Vintage Fest, and I made an Instagram post that said like something about 24.
You know what? I turned.
Little
That's
Kobe.
that's
I
literally
turned
what popped in my head. Like,
21
oh, yeah, I
that
made that
night
post.
where we was breaking bottles at the first night we ever went into the club.
Damn, we was. Oh wait.
Oh
with
no, we didn't
Hamza.
break bottles.
Hamza.
You did
he-
drop the bottle.
He dropped the bottle.
It's on camera, so we have to
He
see.
broke his whole own champagne bottle.
That's
and
fucked.
then he bought another one
And sprayed it on
sprayed
Ray
it
Mills.
while Sheck West was playing, and he was swinging it while he was
That ain't
spraying
it. That ain't
and
it.
I had a
That ain't
glass
it.
in my hand, and he broke the top of the glass off.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah,
That was a very good night. That was the first night we were ever in a club.
that was the night I turned 21. I'm pretty
what?
sure.
It was your birthday?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was like my birthday too. It was like, yeah.
We was like, no, you weren't 21.
That's crazy.
You were
or maybe
20.
just turned 20.
Yeah, because
maybe
I
just
was
turned
like
20.
18.
Yeah, I think we just,
19.
I just turned 20.
I was probably. I think I was 19.
Man, that's crazy.
I was
Niggas
19.
Still going
Yo, that's crazy
in the
because
club.
that's
VIP
crazy because
is 20 years
obviously you
old.
can get into the club if you're younger. You
eat
just have to
shit.
like not be a loose screw and like actually know the management or
100%.
something.
Yeah.
But that was the first time we have ever touched foot in
ever
Minneapolis
stepped in a
downtown nightlife.
in Minneapolis and in a club
And night- just
VIP,
like, oh,
just
yeah,
everything.
It was
First
like
time
I
everything.
remember like taking a picture and like sending it to my mom. I was like something about like I'm in the club with it was like a bottle in the VIP section, like just thinking like she's gonna like lose her mind. Like, no fucking way you're doing that. Because like she would like, because I would never even be that type to even like be in a club.
And now all of a sudden you got the bottle. in
and
your
I
hand
got the
in
bottle
section.
in my hand, and I'm in the section, and I'm not even 21 yet.
next to Damian Lillard and that
Damian
bitch.
Lillard was in that bitch. We met Mr. Organic, YP, DJ Cam Bennett, Life of Keys, Ray Mills.
all
That
on
was
the
a
same
crazy
night.
We
ass
met
Yeah.
everybody
Christ.
that night.
That's
And it was
crazy.
because like the sections were sold out, so YP and
It was YP's birthday.
yeah, that's how I knew it was my birthday because we have the same birthday, and there was no more sections. So he came to our section and was like, "Can we pop bottles here?" And bro was like, "Yeah." So that's how we ended up meeting.
And that was the first time we met them.
wild.
yeah.
And what's crazy is I
crazy.
use this as an example when I tell entrepreneurs or artists or anybody that's trying to like build their brand or name up, is to not ask for too much the first time you meet somebody.
Yeah, no, we were just
Because we didn't ask Cam Bennett for an interview. Because like this was the first 6 months of Waterway.
Yeah.
We didn't ask Cam Bennett for an interview. We didn't ask. Like I was still living in Mankato at the time, I think, or we were in River Falls at the time. Still,
Yeah,
one of those
in
two.
RF.
Like we
Yep,
would not. Like I
still
spent the
in
night
RF.
at Vino's mom's crib that night.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's how
man.
that night ended because like we were so young in this game and still like didn't have a spot in Minneapolis yet. Like
That's
it was
wild.
so. And that's not even near Minneapolis. We had to take like a 30-minute
No, yeah,
Uber.
we weren't even
to get back home.
It was
like
still a year from us even thinking about moving to
Yeah.
Minneapolis.
so.
That's crazy.
At that time, we were meeting like at that time the pinnacle of like upness in Minneapolis in a sense that
And
we
our
didn't even
first
really
night
realize it at
ever
first. Besides
being,
Tez telling us what he's heard and what he knows, like
Yeah.
met Life of Keys because he was hosting the night, met Ray Mills because he was playing music that night, met DJ Cam Bennett and YP because they came in there for YP's birthday. Mr. Organic came out the cut
Out the
out of
cut.
nowhere, like.
Well, 'cause
like-
he's the king
and
of
I was just like,
downtown.
and I brought my camera, and I was like, "Yo, can I take a picture of you?" Like, I didn't know who he was. I was just like, "This dude looks important. He has a chain on."
Yeah,
Let me get a-
just
because I'm the type to
green
take the picture
beard
and be
on
like,
and
"Here's my Instagram. Like, DM me if you want it." That's how we were growing Waterway at the beginning.
Yeah.
Take a picture, hand a business card, DM me if you want the picture. I got you. So that's a good tip too for cameramen out there. Jackson, I think utilized that. I don't know if he ever made business cards, but he definitely said follow me on the gram. But basically, if you're a businessman, don't ask for too much in the first meeting. Like, we never asked YP, Cam Bennett, none of them for an interview, and we just introduced who we were, what we're trying to do out here, and how old we are. We're young out here. We're just, trying to make something happen. Fucking, a few months later, Cam Bennett hit us up for the interview, and we went and did that. So it's like the idea that they'll see you working, they'll see you doing something, and then they'll hit you up to work. Like, the amount of people that come in here, and you guys have all seen it, and come up to me and say, how do I get on your podcast, bro? Let me get an interview. And they won't even tell me their name first. Like, I've never seen it, like, never met this person once in my life. But everyone assumes that you should just, like, know their whole history before getting into business with them. And at the end of the day, if we sitting across from each other in a podcast table, that's basically like I'm co-signing your business. Yeah. Like we're working together. Like, that's work at the end of the day. So it's like,
100%.
if you want to work with somebody, if you want to branch your business into someone else's and let them in your wing, there's got to be some type of like who are you, what do you do?
I think
at least
you gotta
even
establish
exchange.
something.
Yeah.
For
Type of
sure.
rapport.
And I know some podcast companies out there don't care.
Don't give a fuck.
They'll interview whoever for content or for $1 or whatever. And I'm open to that, and I think it's a great business model. You'll make a lot of money, especially if you mix in a lot of good interviews and go viral here and there, for sure. And I would love to be able to like put a price tag on our interviews and people come and interview us. But as of now, I'm just not too interested in interviewing people I don't know or have never listened to your song, or I've never met you until you walked in and offered me, a few $100 to like hop on the interview tomorrow. Like, what am I supposed to? You're gonna get the worst interview of your life.
It's like,
I think because Minnesota's like still such in its like infancy to being like a real music scene too.
Yeah,
Definitely.
We don't have a good idea on pay to play, or not really pay. I don't want to say pay to play, but like we don't have a good understanding of,
I'd say
how the industry
like a
works.
networking scheme.
Networking scheme, but also just like that paying people is also understanding and paying for not only their time, understanding the business that they've built, understanding what they're worth in terms of platform and reach, engagement, 100%. What you're worth. Yeah. Because like I think a lot of artists, like they think, oh, an interview is $400, whatever. They're like, bro, I shouldn't have to pay for no interview.
They don't understand the marketing aspect.
But if Breakfast Club hit you right now and they were like, yo, 5 bands for an interview, you gonna try and pitch together that 5 bands.
Yeah,
you know
100%.
what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like,
100%.
how could you say that like about a local platform, or be like, yo, review my music for free, or do whatever for free, post me for free, and
especially with no prior relationship.
No one knows you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No one knows who you are. You haven't watched the brand. You haven't seen anything from the brand. So at that point, monetarily, it would seem like that's the best you could give to the brand, because you don't really know much about it apart from wanting to use the platform. And you want obviously even the time to be spent to take time and look at whatever you're working on. So why should anybody who has a platform stop doing what they're working on to look at you if you don't think it's even worth it to pay for them monetarily? You know what I'm saying?
To pay for the
100%,
eyes and views.
Exactly.
And that goes like actually the same thing with the actual Breakfast Club itself. Like those artists, their labels are paying for their slots for them to promote their albums on the Breakfast Club. Like they're not just going and setting up and talking to Charlemagne the God and Angela Yee and just texting them like, oh, let me hop on an interview next month.
That's your like Drake or something.
That's literally the label. You texting Leor Cohen or somebody to, hey, I'm trying to go in the Breakfast Club to promote this album. Or really, they pushing you. They making you go do the shit. And they paid for it.
Yeah.
For real.
Take it out of your budget.
And at the end of the
It's
day,
just our money. You are product.
I swear, literally.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like I have accepted paid interviews before, and I have done them. But if I'm gonna do them, I'm gonna do my research and like actually like dive into it or whatever. Because at the end of the day, we got Jackson on payroll. He makes like 1.5 mil a year just to edit these videos and make clips, right? And we got to pay bills here. That's like 2 mil a year, and we gotta fucking buy this equipment, and that's like another $5 million. So like at the end of the day, this shit costs money.
Yeah,
I mean that's like almost 10 mil, right?
It might have been a little over exaggerated, but
and I feel like too,
but
like
we pay.
like,
it costs money to make this shit happen. So at the end of the day, if any networking podcasting company is asking you for money, they're most like, and this is us included, we aren't making money off of having you on our show.
Hell no.
So we're not using your likeliness to make $1. We might make 5 cents off your interview if it gets 10,000 views.
There's 5 people in this
realistically,
room. If the interview is $400, there's 500 people in this room. Think about that right now. Think about that right now, nigga. Be real with yourself. There's a building in here with lights on. There's 5 niggas in this room. Every single one of these things gotta pay rent. The people and this building need rent. So it's like that like, I'm not saying that it's nothing, but I'm not saying that it's necessarily carrying anything either. Like 100%. The thing is it's like you really do have to understand what the value that you bring and what your asset monetarily it can bring to the table, because it's not the same. We know somebody who's been watching Water Wave since the beginning. We know the people, the artists who know about this platform, who've been trying to itch for their spot on this platform. 100%. We know how what
and
that
all them
looks
gonna
like.
Get the opportunity.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck around, give them the best opportunity we ever had, just cause.
Exactly. But we know the difference between that. So like, if we know that you're also a popping artist, but just what's going on with us doesn't really matter as much to you, it's like, yo, all right, then we got to make some kind of exchange in any type of way. And I feel like that's reasonable to find out. Shit, that's loud as hell.
Firefighters.
And at the end of the day, if you got a crazy story and you want your time stamped right now, regardless of where your music career is, if you feel like what you have to say right now will carry volume and you want to get your story heard, you can always email us. And people always try to DM us, try to message us on Snap, Facebook DMs. That like there's an email for a reason. It's on our page, www.tvproductions@gmail.com. www.tvproductions@gmail.com. Email us if you're trying to get on our page. We offer a lot of different ways to get on our page, whether it's Instagram or TikTok or fucking YouTube, whatever. There's a lot of ways to get on our page. I'll be down to sit down and talk with any of y'all on an interview for if you really want to pay and I don't know anything about you, I'll take my own personal time and learn about you. And that's basically what you're paying for, is learning about the person, paying the editors, paying the bills here, X, Y, and Z. A lot of shit has to get paid for around here. So it's basically just more of a respect thing. Like how you artists want to charge for features, you got to pay to get on interviews. You want to charge, engineers want to charge for studio time, got to pay for promo, all that type of shit. Like regardless of who you are, if you're the same way you want to charge for what you got going on, the things that you're trying to do are also gonna want to charge. Whether or not they'll cut you a deal or not because of the relationship you built, that's a little different. But
because
that's how the whole industry is from the ground up. Whether we're charging $50 for a post or you're paying $10K for a World Star post, it's everything in between. So just be ready for it.
Yeah, because that's definitely, I feel like too, like a lot of artists, I think that's like a huge like learning curve that a lot of people do not learn about, is about the promotional aspect, the marketing aspect of your music career. You can have all the talent in the world, bro. You can be the coldest spitter in the fucking world. You can have the greatest voice on. You can sing like an angel. You can be the hardest plug and be rage rapper, whatever you want to be. But I promise you, bro, if you don't put no type of money into promo, you don't put money into your craft, you don't put money into elevating yourself onto new eyes, new people,
ding ding ding,
it might not work. I'm almost 99.9% it ain't gonna work out for you. Like
unless you're in high school still, and you're somehow garnering some juice there, and maybe you get a little buzz going.
Take advantage.
But see, that doesn't last. Yeah, it doesn't last.
The thing is, even if you got that high school juice, if you jumping onto that marketing wave on top of that, then you're gonna be golden. But see, that's the thing.
Because your high school juice is gonna make that organic juice like mixed with the advertisement juice like so crazy.
Yeah, and then you're the 19-year-old popping out of high school.
Yeah, and people have seen you all around the country at that point, and it's like that's the thing. It's hard because it's a learning curve. Like I said, it's a learning curve, and that's why I'm definitely saying that shit right now, is because when I was younger, I wish I would have known a lot of those things. But there's some young folks that are out here who know that shit. They're doing their research. Make sure you do your research. Don't just like make music because you love to make music, but also just understand if you want to be in the industry that there's a marketability aspect about yourself that you're gonna have to create.
There's a reason that there's a budget when people get signed. There's a reason. Holy shit! Really?
Time flew.
Wow.
Yeah, because we started a little later.
Damn.
But
Time flew. Yeah.
but yeah, just be ready out there.
Be
Do
ready.
your research. Stack
Be
your
ready,
bread.
Seti. Be ready.
Invest in yourself.
I mean,
You think
got
about
about
it. If you
15 more
take
minutes
4
until-
years of your life and dedicate it, if you take 4 years, if you do the same thing somebody does for college, and do it financially and effort wise for your dream or passion, I promise you, you will have a level of success that will garner you a lifestyle that's better than if you didn't. I'll promise you
real.
that.
For
I'll
real,
promise
though.
you that.
for real though,
Like, even if you might not be a millionaire, but shit,
you'll be way happier than where you were 4 years ago.
like, trust. Even if you got, maybe you say, even if you got, like, even if you make what, $40,000 by yourself, that's nothing insane, but that's yours. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro.
You did that, and
For
you
real.
can grow. You
For real.
generated that.
for real,
You know,
for real.
and it can, it's not no salary cap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just crazy because it's like, and there's definitely different ways. Nobody's story is the same. Nobody
100%.
Nobody can promote the same way or market exactly the same way. So you really gotta make sure that you differentiate yourself in this game. But yeah, I don't know.
100%.
Have y'all been listening to any new music this week? I feel like I found myself listening to a lot more new music the last few
I'm a
weeks.
big podcast guy nowadays, honestly.
podcaster.
It becomes
been
very
listening to
tough
a
for
lot
me
of,
to
like-
listen to music nowadays. It's actually it's actually crazy.
I feel
See,
you.
I feel like you got to switch up the genre, bro. I
I
personally
do,
listen to a
but
lot
when
of
I get in the
different
car,
genres.
I'd rather hop in the middle of the last podcast I listened to and get cut off at some point. Even if it's like a 5-minute drive, I'd rather do that than play 2 songs.
Yeah.
Like when I get in the car, I'd rather do, like, I don't know, I just don't. And that's probably with like usually when I would ride with Reese a lot, he would play music for me and I'd be like, damn, this shit's hard, and I would get kept up with the new shit. So now I get in the car, like if I'm alone, I'm literally going through like my podcasts. Like I'll be like, did they upload a new podcast yet? Like that's how I get in the car. I never click on
nothing
music,
wrong
like
with that, though.
never.
And we happen to whip different in different ways.
Unless unless a new album drops from an artist I'm looking forward to, I'll for sure play that. But my discovery right now is so low of like artists that I'll like actually look up and play.
even like the Trippy album.
I probably ran into that like once.
I've started listening.
And then I
to
like
two
and the
new
Chief, him and
artists
him and the
this
Chief
month.
Keef song I listened to a few times more, but like I'm just not in it.
Oh man.
Keef album.
No, the Trippy album with the song with Chief Keef.
Oh,
like that's
yeah.
that's the one
Oh,
I hit
yeah, I
like
fuck with-
on.
I
So
fuck
it's
with
like
that.
when
I
I
fuck with
feel
that
when I
song.
go
I
through
fuck
my
with that
likes
song.
list or whatever.
Yeah.
But
It's like Atlantis or some shit.
Recently I have listened to the Yeet Afterlife album. I listened to Don
Yeah.
Toliver's new album.
Ooh,
I listened to the song you had with Justin Bieber and Future, and
Yeah.
then I went to a podcast.
Yeah,
after.
it was definitely different. The Don Toliver album was different. It was like a different
Oh,
kind
really?
of Don. Yeah, you kind of got a more experimental Don for sure.
I'm
It was
sick.
cool though. It like I wouldn't say it was terrible. Like there's definitely some bops that you can kind of just be like, yeah, I can ride to this shit. But yeah, it was cool though. Like I just feel like even the Justin Bieber song was kind of more experimental.
He had a song with Justin on
And
it.
Future.
it was
Yeah, he
Future
did.
and Justin Bieber.
He brought Justin out for Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
Damn.
Two nights ago. Yeah.
Damn, that's
And
crazy.
it felt like, yeah,
Justin
yeah.
Bieber
Oh yeah,
was
Justin
smoking.
been smoking for
He
sure.
was smoking.
from
It
Canada.
Felt like,
It's legal
it felt
out
like
there,
he
huh?
was on his like more like
Okay.
he was trying to be on a like a suavo, almost rap nigga wave. Like he was just more like people were saying Justin Bieber turned light skin. It kinda
Oh yeah,
sounded like that.
Justin, because he was like,
Justin.
he wasn't necessarily singing. He was technically rapping on that
Yeah,
song. Yeah.
technically rapping,
Yeah,
even though he was repeating the same bars over and
Yeah.
over again.
Yeah, it was kind of mid, but it's
Yeah.
alright.
It's all right. It's Justin. It's Justin.
I mean, so
The
he's
voice
gonna
sounded
get
good.
views.
At least,
Yeah.
no, I'd say if I remember, I listened to the song one time, like right the day it came out. So
Mhm.
I remember the beginning of it being kind of boof, and then he kind of helped himself out in the second half, and then Don came back in or Future came in. It was just like I just forgot what he even said.
Oh man.
So it wasn't that's my review on the Justin
Yeah.
Bieber.
That's my
My
It
one
wasn't
listen
too
review
crazy.
like 2 weeks later after 2 drinks. That's
pretty
Oh
accurate.
man. And then I think he had a song with Glorilla and Dirk. That one was pretty cool.
That sounds pretty gas.
Yeah, it was pretty kind of cool. Different twist. Kind of like, it kind of had like a beat switch, kind of like that Casey Babytron.
I'd imagine, because I can't
bit.
think of Glorilla and Lil Durk even rapping on the same type of beat.
Yeah,
See,
so it was a little bit different.
See, what's crazy is
It's
I listened to the
interesting.
full NLU Skeet album, and I touched one song on the Don Tolliver. And
But
I didn't
see,
touch a song on the Key
That's
Glock
good
album.
though.
But see, that's
good.
good though. Is at least you listen to this.
At least you listen to somebody
should
shit.
Listen to, I
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
should
bro.
listen to that one too. I feel like one day me and Ouija were like in the store, and I swear we heard somebody listening to that Ski album. Like,
Yeah,
playing it
no,
loud.
He has that
Yeah.
762 song, the one that he like
Yeah.
went viral for on
Yeah.
like that one one platform podcast
Yeah.
freestyle page, and then
Yeah.
Say Cheese, and everybody
Oh
was
yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah.
That song's on there, and then a couple others like Spin Again with PGF Nuke is on there.
That song goes
So,
crazy,
like,
too.
So like he has like I think it's like 10 to 15 songs somewhere in that like middle range.
Yeah.
But I already gave my
Solid.
take on it. If you guys are interested, go check out the Waterway Morning Show, the first
The
one we ever
morning
did.
show.
I gave my take on it, so you can get my full take on there.
on me. But another album too, Afterlife was smooth. I kind of want to see what he was like in concert, because that was another just experimental album. I feel like.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
as far as that album being in concert, that'll be different.
Yeah, it'll be
be
different. It just
Yeah.
depends on how he performs.
Yeah, I wonder if he gon' what type of aspects is he gonna
Yeah.
take.
He's gonna
about
play a lot of his
performance?
old shit too.
It's
I guess.
crazy
I
though.
hope he do, but I
But-
hope he go for a kind of more performative approach.
Exactly.
Kinda
That's what I was
Yachty.
gonna say. That's what I was
hope
gonna
he do
say.
Like a Yachty, a performative
Because
approach.
if
I feel like
pay
he hasn't
attention to,
matured
like-
enough yet, though.
No,
It's
no,
not
I
I
think
don't
he has.
think so.
When
The
Sofago
album
performed with-
sounds matured, but
Since
it
he
doesn't.
slowed down on
but not
drugs and
performance.
shit, though.
Yeah.
Since he slowed down on drugs, though, like he's apparently stopped doing lean and shit.
Oh,
like,
hell
he
yeah,
might
I'm happy to hear that.
potentially, he might potentially be up to doing a more performative set.
Yeah.
Potentially, just because you're in a place like the Armory, you don't know if next year you could be in the Armory or just thrown into an Amsterdam.
Bro,
next
literally,
year.
all
So
it
it's like-
takes
go
for him,
crazy.
all it
Yeah.
literally takes for him
Okay.
is to turn up his auto tune on a mic, turn down his vocals on the speakers, and then just rap your lyrics, like literally, and it would feel more heartfelt than like a karaoke concert,
Yeah.
because that's what our generation is known for, is throwing karaoke concerts.
Yeah.
So that's why like artists like Lil Wayne and the Drakes, they're still in that performative era where they're rapping the verses
The
and
full
then
songs,
exactly
yep.
without the vocals playing in the background, and then the chorus may have the background vocals.
Shout out, shut up and rap. They
Damn,
made you do
that's
that.
Like so like they can't not rap on the mic, because otherwise you're not gonna be hearing shit but the beat.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah.
a weak ass performance.
Exactly.
Weak ass show.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
I'd say
that's
those.
how they do it.
My last review, though, I'd say I listened to Muja Messiah's album called Eleutheria, and that shit was kind of crazy.
Did he drop the whole album? I thought it was just a song.
Yeah, he dropped the whole album.
See, our
Good
our,
shit.
our social media team's faster than us sometimes,
I
man.
swear.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that shit was dope. He dropped like, I think it was maybe like a 13 or 18 song project, bro. And he did it with his homie who was locked up since 1997.
Damn,
On me.
nigga, that's
And
when I
so,
was
yeah.
born.
He was making
so,
songs
like,
through the phone or what?
through the phone.
Nigga been
yeah.
locked up for
Through the
25
phone.
years.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure Slug was like producing or like engineering a lot of it, because he was mentioning Slug.
Omar
Slug,
Aziz.
Slug from Atmosphere is also, he's featured in it. So like, yeah, it was just kind of like, it was a cool project, kind of hearing like how the OGs really be spitting that shit, how they're talking, and it's like, damn, yeah, I don't know. Muja Messiah is definitely like a lyricist. He a poet for sure, and I feel like he definitely kind of like just gave me a better understanding in like the hip hop scene, kind of like where it's came from. But also I feel like he got that sound that it's still just there.
timeless
You
type
know,
shit.
it's kind of timeless. Yeah.
I mean,
But yeah,
and we made a
good.
post that said no one can out rap him, and you just look at the comments. Some people got little like J Plaza can or whatever, and then someone said that's cap at whoever, I can't even say this name, you gotta change your name, can easily with no effort, and it's just some random ass dude that just. It's just guaranteed. They don't even got a link to his music in his bio.
Oh
That's how
my
you like 100
God.
followers. You just know, man. Like you probably like good. You got a friend sticking up for it, but there is no fucking shot you can rap with Muja Messiah. Like there's just no fucking shot.
And I feel like people were going
Oof.
off of that snippet that they're watching, and like they don't even like know anything else. Anything else. So then it's just like you just talking off of a snippet, and then
People
the whole
do
time,
that shit
bro,
all the
just
time,
torture your
though.
ass.
Yeah,
I
nigga
mean,
would spark you
just be
beyond
sick.
belief.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you just be sick.
Yeah, if you're watching this still, thank you. And if you haven't voted for any of our March Madness artist rapper bracket thing that we're dropping, it'll be out by now if you're watching this for show. You might be a couple rounds late, but go vote on our @Waterwave TV or Say No Mo podcast, whatever his Instagram handle is. You can vote on either of our pages or both of them on our stories. Pick who you like more, and they're gonna advance through the bracket, and the winner will be crowned at some point. I don't know how that'll line up, but get engaged. I know people are gonna be pissed. like we can even clip this part as like a PSA, man.
PSA,
I'm gonna talk about it.
mad.
I'm gonna talk about it anyways on the live show tomorrow. But well, for
Tell 'em
you
how
last
feel,
week's.
Rick. Tell them how you feel, Rick.
So we're gonna name.
Tell 'em
So
what it is, man.
for even, let's just talk about the male rapper bracket. We're doing a female, a male, and a mainstream rapper bracket. That'll be the people that are just kind of like we want to keep them out of the underground bracket. When we come up with these 32 names, we're gonna go back and forth with names until we fill up the bracket. People are gonna be so pissed that they're not on it.
yeah.
And I wish we could do a 5,000 person bracket. We could fill it up for show, but you can't do that.
It's simply
you can
illogical,
fit
yo.
32 people. You can fit 64, but we're not doing 64 because that's just way more graphics than I'm willing to make right now. We're gonna do a 32 person bracket for the male rappers. Most likely, I think we're doing a 16 person female bracket and a 16 person mainstream bracket. We might bump the female bracket up to like that 20 range or whatever and give some people like first round buys or whatever. But we can't pick everybody, and some people are gonna be we're gonna drop it and they'll be like, bro, you forgot this person. No, we didn't forget him. You just can't fit everybody on there, right? That's how it's gonna go. And I respect hundreds of artists in Minnesota, and I think hundreds of them could potentially win the March Madness bracket. But we have two hosts on a morning show with two completely different perspectives. One's from St. Paul, one's from Mankato. That's spent the last 5 years in Minneapolis. So basically, we got the Minneapolis perspective, got the St. Paul perspective, kind of coming together, and the young and the older. He's not super old, but he's a few more years older than me. Two different perspectives. We're going to each give 16 names. I got plenty more written down because I'm sure he's going to overlap with me. But it's going to be 32 names on a bracket, and you guys are going to vote for it. And there's going to be 3 different brackets to vote on. But I know people are going to be pissed when they see that shit. Like, they're going to treat it like it's a top 32 list. Like, if you're not on this bracket, quit making music.
Quit your life.
Yeah.
Just go.
That's how people always
They said,
perceive
"Oh
this
my
shit.
God."
Might as well.
bro.
Honestly, bro. If
They
you
freaking
didn't
But really,
make
it's
it-
just
you
a
didn't make the
comment.
bracket, bro. You might as
Like,
well
I see
give up
people
on your
comment,
dreams in
like,
life.
just commenting crazy shit, like tagging artists that, like, I've just, like, have never reached out to me. I've never seen perform a show. Probably have never even performed a show. Because that's another thing too. It's like, if you're not doing shows at all, like, I can't even put you in a ballpark of people that are doing a bunch of shows. Because that's a whole aspect of being an artist, is going on tour and doing shows. And at a local level, like, obviously you're just taking opportunities you can get. But like, that's a whole different aspect. If all you do is drop music, even if you got like a cool fan base, you get like 5-10K on all your SoundCloud songs or whatever, I still can't put you in the same ballpark as someone that's like selling 50 tickets to their show, because that's a whole different type of love. It's a whole different type of fan base. Like, if you can sell 50 tickets to come watch you live, like, that's better than 50,000 streams on your newest song on SoundCloud. 100%. Because those 50 people will actually, like, fuck with you.
They'll buy your merch.
And they'll tell other people to fuck with you, rather than probably half of them SoundCloud views were advertised, fake, whatever, anyways. And oversaturated. And you're in a playlist or got paid for a repost on someone's page, and you came up after their song, and they're like, "Who the fuck is this?" And opened their app and went back to their playlist and played a song. That's what happens. It happens to me all the time. I'd be like, "Who the fuck is this song?" After I just clicked on some underground person, Chris King type. Fucking listen to his like a very underground where you just gonna hear whatever's gonna come up after. You just click on a Chris King song after it's not his song. It'd be the most random song ever.
So random.
Little like honey bun off the block, just like little do-si-do beat. You're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Just the most random. So like I
Nigga
get it.
into a snowball and shit.
But yeah, if you ain't, you just gotta have the full package, especially for like where our brand has gotten to, and even just like what we're trying to like where Minnesota has gotten to. The bar has been raised so high that if you're not doing certain things, like you better like have a plan to be doing it in the future, or you're just so like young that it doesn't matter, and you'll see that you need to do this, or you get signed somehow because you know your uncle's like an A&R at fucking Def Jam or something. I don't fucking know.
Mine
You're
is.
one in a billion.
Or like a
He
fucking.
said mine is for real.
Yeah, my uncle the whole time he owns it.
I
That's
don't
how I got
know.
a 7-figure deal.
God.
But I don't know. We probably where we at? Hour and a half about now. 15 seconds. There we go.
Yep,
Right on
right
track.
there.
If you are still watching live, we should be listening to your music right after this. Yeah. Thank
Stay
you for
tuned. Hop
tuning
on the
into our
next stream.
premieres. If y'all run this episode up to 2,000 views before next Wednesday, we'll go live
Wow.
We'll go
for the next
live.
episode.
We'll go live for the next
I'll give
episode.
you- You said how many
Answer
views?
all
It'll
your
be two episodes
questions.
from now, I
Get
think.
that
You said how many
chat.
views?
2,000. We've never gotten 2,000 in a while.
2,000
2,000,
views.
I'm just saying, if somehow you guys
I'll
get
pick
2,000.
a random person.
If we
give
get
them
2,000
$2,000.
views,
Wow.
if we get
Oh,
2,000
here's-
views, we need 200 likes at least.
For real.
Or
I'll
if
give
we get
somebody a
2,000 views
$20
or
gift
get
card.
200 likes. We'll go back to
Oh,
live stream.
really?
I just
Oh.
need y'all to actually care about the live stream because we can pre-record this, make clips, and like because now like since we talked about what was the first topic, the Omi and a Hellcat thing, clipping that and posting it on YouTube even before this shit dropped. That's what I kind of like about this. If we talk, I just thought about that when you said that. I was like, damn, we just talked about some breaking news, but it's not gonna release until next week. I'm like, wait, there's nothing stopping us from clipping that and posting it now,
stopping us.
so we can post that shit down. So if y'all want this shit live for real, you better
And
run them
trust me,
likes up.
And our clips are about to start looking a lot better too. Y'all
You
about to
better
start
run
getting
that shit.
sick. Y'all about to be sick.
Bro,
So
Run it
just know.
up.
gonna fuck the game up on y'all.
On me, our clips
Just
gonna
know
start
we
getting
doing
crazy.
Just know if we doing all this with no funding. So
On me.
Run it up.
the day that one of y'all watching this and that been plotting on giving us $5 million for a while, the day you do that, we'll make $1 billion.
Just know it'll
In that
be
same
different.
day, the same day that
In the
check clears in our
same-
account, by the next day, 24 hours later, there'll be $1 billion.
It's going straight to the fights that Saturday night.
Mr. Beast, if
We're
you're
We're betting
watching,
Straight
$5
on the
million
champion.
on the most craziest outcome of the whole UFC fight card that night, and it's gonna hit, and we're turning $5 million to $1 billion. That's the plan.
And then after that, we never have to worry again. Everything
Mr.
just
Beast,
becomes
if you're
fast
watching
profit.
this, please
got it.
bless us right now.
What do you want to
over
do?
here
I gotta
just
pee
getting
really
fake.
bad.
1521 Como Avenue Southeast, man. Waterwave TV. We got shoes, we got clothes, we got vintage, all that. Buy, sell, trade. Come through. We love you. We love the family. Stay up. Have a great
the
night,
family.
kings and queens.
Brr.
Slit.